my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video I'm collabing again with my dear friend Tracey. Her channel name is Lilith Luna. I will link her channel in my description box. Tracey is beautiful, she's talented, she's creative, she has great taste in makeup and a lot of really fun content, and she's one of my most specialist friends. So make sure, if you have not yet gone to her channel, to subscribe. You do it and show her a ton of love and support. Tracey and I talk daily pretty much, and I just adore her. It's always really fun to collab with her. So we have a palette in common, which is the BPerfect Cosmetics Carnival 3 Love Tahiti Stacey Marie Makeup Artist palette. The longest titled palette in all the world. And this color story is absolutely gorgeous. Ooh, this shade right here looks like I need to press some of that stuff back into the pan. I wonder why that happened. Whatever. This is one of my favorite palettes I have in my collection, and it's been way too long since I've used it. And I was thrilled that Tracey also has this in her collection so we could use it together. I think what I'm going to do today is blue, pink, purple. Of course, I want to use the greens. And you know, these columns really haven't gotten a lot of love from me. Maybe I should do red and orange and gold or something. But I really want to use I'm just going to go with what I initially planned, which is the blues, pinks, and purples. So I think what I'm going to do is use this shade here called Lagoon. And then I'm going to use Fruity. And I think Grape. And then for the shimmers, I want to use Blue Moon and Starlight, but I want to push that little chunk back in. And I might grab something else too. I might even use this blue too here called the Deep. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm going to push that other shade here back in just a second. We're also going to be answering, I think, 10 random questions that I came up with. I do have both brows done in the NYX Control Freak Clear Brow Gel, and both eyelids are primed in the Juvia's Place Prep Prime Eyeshadow Primer. So I'm going to get the questions all set up, press that shade back in a little bit, and then I'll get started on the actual video here, I promise. So I pressed it back into the pan, and I think it's okay. Oh no, we'll see. So I'm going to start off by using, I'm just going to be real careful with it so it doesn't fall out. I'm going to start off by using Lagoon and putting that in my transition area. And then, of course, start answering the questions. Yes. Okay. I don't want the palette to fall on the ground, really. Okay, number one, if you had to teach a class on one subject, what would it be? And I came up with these questions. I always do this to myself. I ask questions I don't even know how to answer. If I could teach a class on one subject, what would it be? Crochet, maybe? Although I'm not an expert at crochet at all. I'm loving it. I'm really loving it, but I'm not an expert. But there's some stuff I could teach, I think. I don't know. God. I'm not going to say makeup because no, I'm not a professional makeup artist, nor do I ever want to be a professional makeup artist. Nope, not for me. I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough question. Trying to think, like a cooking class maybe on something I know how to make really well. But I mean, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Does anyone want to take a class on that? I don't know. How to pick out an outfit with sweatpants and a sweatshirt. Because that's commonly what I will wear, is sweatpants and a sweatshirt. I don't know. I mean, I'll just say like a very basic crochet class. I could do that. Very basic, I guess. Number two, if you could bring back any fashion trend, what would it be? Fashion trend, what would it be? Well, I would say leggings, but that's been brought back. So, because I love leggings, and I'm not sure I'm loving this shade today. It's not really doing what I want it to. It could be the brush too, but this is my Moda brush, and I love this brush. So I don't think it's the brush, or it could just be me, the way I'm applying it. I just feel like it's not patchy, but I don't know. It could be the brush. Maybe this just isn't the right brush for this part of the eye look, but I don't know. I'm gonna keep going, because you know, it usually works out just fine. but I just feel like it's not doing exactly what I want it to do, but it's fine. Just keep going, Erica. It's such a mess. What was the question? Oh yeah, fashion trend. Okay, let me think here. Fashion trend. You know what I really used to love and I wish would come back is the bunchy socks over the leggings. I thought that looked so cute. You know, like you get these like socks that they were bunchy, like they were made so that the tube part of the sock, not the part that your feet went into, but the tube part, the sock part that was against on your legs, lower legs, you could bunch, like scrunch them down. I just thought that looked so cute, like with those like tennis shoes, little high top tennis shoes, and then you'd bunch your socks. I thought that was just adorable. So I think I would like to bring that back. I also felt like, and this is gonna sound weird maybe, but I also felt like shoulder pads. Just a minute, let me. Certain shoulder pads were cool because it did kind of give the body the illusion that, like, you know, your waist kind of tapered in a little bit more than it did. I don't know. That's probably really dorky, but because I mean, I also hated wearing shoulder pads because some of them came out and then you'd lose one and you'd have one but not the other one. Or like you'd wash your shirt because the shoulder pads were like sewn in and they'd get all bunched up and horrible. And there's lots of shirts I ended up just cutting my shoulder pads out because they were so bunched up and gross. I like this eye better than the other eye, I feel like, too, so far. Yeah, I like this eye a lot better than this eye. I don't know. Let me try to fix this eye a little bit, but I don't know. I think honestly it's the angle of the brush. I don't know. Who cares? I'm either gonna make it look better or I'm not, you know, one or the other. Okay. I think I'm just gonna leave this for right now, and then I might use my e.l.f. contour palette to take the edge of that down because it's pretty harsh. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is go into Fruity and put that in my crease. Yeah, gotta find another brush. Number 3, what old person habits do you have? Oh gosh, tons of old person. Forgetting why I went into a room, holding my phone in my hand and looking for my phone. Oh gosh, forgetting everything. I mean, I used to remember everything, you guys, and now I don't remember much. Also, always knowing what the weather is. Part of that's because my dad always tells me. He always tells me what the weather's going to be for the day, and he'll tell me, you know, like he texts me every morning at like 4 something in the morning, right around the time I wake up, and he'll be like, make sure to have your umbrella, it's going to rain today, or whatever. It's so funny. It's so cute. I love it. I love that he does that, you know. And this is changing that blue shade right where they're meeting to more of a purple, and I know that. It's fine. That's what I wanted. Oops, I went in the wrong shade. I went into magenta, not into Fruity. Oopsie. So, you know, I blame my dad. I don't really blame my dad. I'm kidding. Let's see whether old. I mean, if I sit for too long and I stand up, my legs are killing me. I can barely walk, you know, which I sit in a really weird position. I sit like a pretzel because my hips are uneven. I've had 4 back surgeries, and so it's made my hips, like, they just, I don't know, just kind of uneven. So what I do is I sit down, I tuck my right leg underneath me so that it's just makes my hips feel better. But then when I go to stand up, I can barely get up. And my husband's always like, why do you sit like that? Don't sit like that. He'll see me sitting down, he'll go, It's so funny. But I do it anyway. I'm like, it's fine, I'll be fine. He's like, okay. Okay, you won't be fine, but okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what other old person stuff I do. Technology too. I'm sure if my kids were here, they would tell you that I'm an old person when it comes to technology, because there's just stuff I can't always figure out how to do, right? And I need their help. And I used to be the one, like, for instance, my dad's TV would go haywire, right? And well, because he makes it go haywire because he pushes the wrong buttons or whatever. And I could go over there and fix it for him. And not so much anymore. Like, we had to wait till my son came to visit. and he went over to my dad's and helped him with, I don't remember what it was. No, something was wrong with his TV, and my son had to go help him because I didn't know. I'm like, I don't know what the hell's wrong with this. Also, I have hot flashes. Like, I'm starting to have one right now. I'm getting hot, so I might have to take just a little break to cool off because I start sweating so bad, and I'm like, oh. And I just can't keep going if I get real hot and sweaty because so I have to take a little break here and there sometimes. I'm gonna go back in with this brush and just kind of blend around the outer edge of that. Okay, so I cooled off a little bit. Not great, but I'm not gonna sweat myself into a puddle, I don't think. So now I'm gonna go into grape, putting that in my outer V area. The next question, number 4, is what movie or book changed how you see the world? Oh wow, there's been a lot. There's a book called The Invisible Man or Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison, I'm positive. I'm pretty sure anyway. And I read that in high school, and that is such a good book. It's very hard to read. It's primarily about racism, and it's really hard to read, but it's one of the best books I've ever read in my life, and I highly recommend, if you haven't read it, to read it. I'll see if I can find it on Amazon, and I'll link it in my description box in case you're interested. Also, I mean, this is going to sound very standard, like high school. And you know what? This is not nearly dark enough. I don't like this. So I think what I'm going to do is go into Blackberry. I was going to try to not use that shade because I feel like every time I use the purples, I use Blackberry, but grape is just not, it's not dark enough. So I'm going to go into Blackberry. I want it to be darker on the outer edge here. Yeah. Okay. Oh yes. Much better. Yeah. Okay, cool. Because I just thought I don't like the fact that the grape shade's not very dark, and I want it to be darker purple out here. Okay. Anyway, what I was gonna say is Lord of the Flies. But yeah, I mean, I just remember reading that like my freshman year of high school and being like, what? Oh my God, you know, it really like rocked me to read Lord of the Flies. And also Night by Elie Wiesel. Oh man. Movie that changed my life, or changed the way I see the world, is Amistad. That was pretty grueling to watch. Gosh, Color Purple. Glory. Let me think here. And I'm just going to put this down. I probably should put the, oh shoot, should I put the grape shade? Well, or yeah, it's too late now. I already put the blackberry shade down. Oh well. What I could do, well, okay, what I will do is just add a little bit of grape out here, because you can kind of see the grape shade out here a little bit. So I'll put it out here a little bit. Or, God, you guys, I'm all over the place. I could just keep putting the blackberry shade down out here and cover that grape shade up. Duh. Oh, man. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm definitely showing my age today. Gosh, duh. Hello, come on. Let's see what other movies changed the way I see the world. There's been tons of documentaries I've seen that made me go, wow, like just, you know, learning different cultures, different parts of the world. You know, yeah, for sure. And I would also say that like true crime has really changed the way I see the world too. You know, like watching any kind of like true crime documentary. You know what I'm doing, you guys? I'm covering up Fruity with blackberry. I don't know why. It just seems like it makes more sense to do. Because, I mean, Fruity totally changed the blue color to purple, which I knew it was going to. But I don't know. This look is like taken on many different forms already since I've been sitting here. This is actually kind of funny. Anyway, oh geez. So yeah, I mean, there's been quite a few things I've watched and read that changed the way I see the world. Number 5, if you could live during any time period, what would it be and why? The 50s. I just want to live in the 50s. My mom, I used to say that to my mom because I'm like, you're so lucky that you grew up in the 50s. She's like, Erica, I'm telling you, it was so boring. And she's like, no, it was boring. And we certainly did not feel like we were living high on the hog because we were living in the 50s. She's like, I just think that's weird that you think that. She's like, I get it, because I really love like the fashion and the music and, you know, lots of stuff. And she just sounded like she had so much fun when she was growing up. My mom was a little bit of a rebel, so she would do like really funny stuff and like get in trouble, and, you know, not bad, but a little bit. She used to take my grandpa's car. She'd sneak my grandpa's car out, and it was like called like a Golden Hawk, I think it was. And she and her friends would go drag race with the boys in town. My grandpa never knew, apparently, because if he'd known, oh boy, he would not have been happy at all. But anyway, yeah, it just seemed like so much fun, you know? And she'd always be like, Erica, I'm telling you, it was not fun. It was boring as hell. And we hated it. We hated growing up in the 50s. I'm like, oh, Mom, I don't know. So yeah, I would say the 50s, absolutely. And also, I mean, I loved growing up in the 80s. So I'd like to stay in the 80s too. Okay, so now adding the shimmers. Jeez Louise. I'm gonna go into, I could go into amethyst. Nah, I don't need to do that, I feel like. So I'm gonna go into Blue Moon and then into Starlight. Okay. The next question is, what is the naughtiest thing you got away with doing as a kid? Well, you know what my neighbor kids and I used to do? This is so horrible. We used to go into various neighbors' yards, and they had like the rhododendron flower? I don't know. They just had these flowering bushes. Some were red, some were pink, some were kind of like pink to white. And we used to pick the flowers off and then lay the petals open, and towards the very bottom of the petal was like nectar, like this sweet, sticky, gooey liquid, and we'd lick it. And then we'd leave the petals all over, the flower petals all over the grass in front of the flower bushes. And essentially, you know, we were killing the flowers and ruining the damn bush. But we used to do that all the time. And I don't remember ever getting caught doing that, but I can just imagine that my neighbors were not really happy when they would come home and see that, you know, because most often we would do it like after school, like when our parents were still at work, because, you know, we were latchkey kids. We could come home and be home by ourselves after school for a couple hours, and, you know, we'd go in and, you know, maybe start homework for like 15 minutes, and then we'd just be outside farting around out in the street, you know. But yeah, we do that all the time. Also, we used to, and I've mentioned this before, I had a big wheel growing up, and we would ride our big wheels through the neighbor's leaf pile, Pete and Dora. They were so mean and nasty. And so, yeah, I would ride my big wheel through their leaf pile out in the street. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, we did lots of stuff. Oh, you guys, this is horrible. This is really horrible. We had an elderly neighbor, well, elderly couple, that lived down the street. I mean, you know, late 60s, I would say. And every single 4th of July, well, for a few years, not every, but like for 2 or 3 years, 4 years, probably 4 every year. And I say 2 or 3, idiot. Probably 4 years, I would say. The neighbor kids and I would get a bag of dog poop, a paper bag of dog poop put together. And on 4th of July, we would light the damn thing on fire on the doorstep, and Ernie, the guy's name, that was the guy, would come out and stomp on it and get dog poop all over his foot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did that 4 times. Isn't that horrible? God, that's horrible. I told my kids that story. They think it's so funny. Oh, also one time I got in really big trouble for this. There was a cherry tree in Ernie's front yard. And my neighbor kids and I would love to, you know, and then they let us do it. They'd like, you guys can come down and eat the cherries whenever you want. Because, you know, if you don't eat them, they just fall all over the grass, and then they had to clean it up. So anyway, my neighbor kids and I, we would go down there and eat cherries. And I'm going to go into Starlight. And my neighbor kid one time was like, hey, I got an idea. Let's pretend like we got into like a bike accident, and we'll put cherry juice all over our arms like it's fake blood, and, you know, show our parents. freak our parents out. Yeah, it did freak our parents out, and ooh, that's really pretty. I like the combination of these two. I don't think I've ever put these two together before. Huh, weird. I wonder why I haven't done that before. I'm glad I'm doing it now. I cleaned this brush off too, by the way. I'm using the same brush, just cleaned it off. Ooh, yeah, that's beautiful. They're not, well, you know, they're different in shade and tone. I mean, yeah, this one's a little bit lighter, but they have similar flips to them. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. You could probably just use one or the other, not them together. But no, I think it's pretty. It looks cool. Yeah. Just shut up, Conger. Do your makeup and shut up. And I didn't bring that stuff down far enough right here, so that looks funky. I'll fix that. Yeah, I got home and showed my mom my fake blood, cherry fake blood, and she initially was like, "Oh my God!" And then she's like, "Wait a second, what is this? It's all what is this? That's not blood. What are you? Why would you do that? Get in your room." So I got grounded to my room for the rest of the day. I was like, "Damn it!" Yeah, we never did that again because my neighbor kids got in trouble too. Him, the girl and boy, they both got in trouble. God, we were such idiots. Okay, number 7. What's the most memorable birthday you had as a child? Memorable birthday I had as a child? I don't know. We would do the same thing every year usually. I would have some friends over for a birthday party, and then we'd go have pizza at the pizza parlor that had a merry-go-round and a train. It was really cute. So that was really fun. But yeah, I don't know, not one birthday sticks out over another for me. It really doesn't. I don't know why, but it just doesn't. So yeah, going to, it was called Pietro's at the time. We'd go to Pietro's Pizza, and there was this cute little train set that went around the outside of the pizza parlor. That's gone. But the merry-go-round's still there. It's really cool. And I haven't been out there forever. It's the name of it has changed now. It's not Pietro's anymore. But yeah, really cool. I went there tons of times as a kid. Number 8, do you have a guilty pleasure food that you treat yourself to? Yes, there's a couple. I'm not really into the freeze-dried Skittles anymore, but right now I'm loving the Reese's peanut butter eggs. So good. So I've gotten those a couple times, like the pack of 6, and my husband and I split it. So good. And also like Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I love the Tonight Dough. I just had some of that over the weekend. And I also love the Haribo gummies. God, those are so good. Those little gummy candies. Those are delish. So yeah, those are my ice cream, the peanut butter eggs, and then the Haribo gummies are my guilty pleasures right as of right now. That could change though. I love those two shimmers together. I kind of wish I had not done the blue, but whatever. And that fruity shade was completely unnecessary in this look, and so was the grape. But, you know, fine. It's great. Number 9, what is your, is that right? Let me just make sure I got, yeah. Number 9, what is your fave board game? Is Yahtzee a board game? I don't know if Yahtzee's a board game, but I love Yahtzee. That's my favorite game. Love it. It's so fun. Monopoly, I feel like takes way too long. I lose interest. Sorry's fine. Life is cool. Yeah. I like Connect 4. I don't know that that's a board game though. Clue is another really fun board game that I love. Yeah, Clue for sure. So if we have to just stick strictly to board games, I'm going to say Clue. But Yahtzee is my favorite game. I think I'm going to go in. I have got my nails done, so it's not always easy for me to do this when I get my nails done because my nails get in the way. But I'm going to go in with my finger with the, what's it called? Blue Moon shade. This is so beautiful. I love Blue Moon. I love Starlight too. They're both really pretty. But I feel like it's just going to help me to put it on with my finger just a little bit right here. I don't know why. I just feel like it looks a little bit better. Yeah, I like it. Okay, I'm going to go back out with the brush just a little bit right here. Okay, I know I have one more question to answer. Okay, number 10. Who was your first celebrity crush? Oh boy. John Travolta was my very first celebrity crush. I used to call him John DeBolta, and my bio dad made me a scrapbook of pictures of John DeBolta out of like various magazines, because you know Grease was a huge hit and I loved that movie. That's the first movie I ever saw him in, is Danny Zuko, and I was madly in love with Danny Zuko. And so yeah, I would say John Travolta was my very first celebrity crush. And then, you know, I was really in love with Michael Jackson and Prince and Rob Lowe. Oh, loved Rob Lowe. I had posters of him all over my room as a kid growing up. Oh my gosh, loved him so much. Yeah, the fruity shade was totally unnecessary, and so was grape. You guys, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I knew that the fruity shade would turn the blue more of a purple, kind of a bluey purple, but I mean, I got the same result from using the grape shade, or the blackberry shade, I mean. Duh. Anyway, it's fine, right? Does anybody care? No. And I think I will probably take a little bit of, I'm bringing this down a little bit right here because it's got this wonky little weird edge. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do it off camera. You guys are like, I don't know. So I'm going to go fix this right here off camera, do the rest of my face, and I'll come back. So this, of course, is my finished look, and I really love how it came together. I didn't know for sure if I would. I totally wasted a couple of the eyeshadow shades putting this look together. But I do really like how it turned out. So let me show you everything I have on my face today, and then I will review the eyeshadow palette with you. Okay, base product, I use the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Glow 24-Hour Foundation in 203. I'm loving this. Of course, I topped it with the CoverGirl Clean Professional Loose Setting Powder and Translucent. I'm trying to get rid of this, and there's still quite a bit of it left, and I've had it for forever. I feel like I have this hair on my arm. For my bronzer, I used the Ciate London Bamboo Bronzer in Palm Island again. Of course, I did. And then for my blush, I used the Blame It on the Blursh palette from Made by Mitchell, and I use this shade right here called, oops, careful, called For the Lovers. I don't really know that you can even see it because I don't know that I put enough on, but I do like it. I think it's beautiful. On my lips, I used the Beauty Moon Cosmetics Lip Icon in M10. Of course I did. I use this a lot. I love this. It's like a workhorse in my collection because it goes with everything. And I knew as soon as I, well, I had been sitting here the whole time. As soon as I started putting on my other makeup, my face makeup, I'm like, I know what lippy I'm going to use. Love this. I mean, like I said, I use it all the time. For my highlighter, and also in my inner corners, and also below my brows, I use the Enchantment palette from Beauty Moon Cosmetics, and I use this shade right here. I use this shade all the time. I need to use the other shades in here, but I really love this because it works so well with everything. For my mascara, I use the Sky High from Maybelline New York, of course. And then for my eyeliner, I used one out of the Jolie Beauty Water Activated Eyeliner Palette. I used the dark purple right here. I thought about using this one, but I'd already used it. And I thought about maybe using the pink just because, and I thought, So I just stuck with the dark purple, and I love this. I love this palette. I finally gotten to the point where I know exactly how much water to use, and I found the perfect brush. Let me show you. This came in one of my Moda brushes. It's wet, and I need to clean it. But this came in one of the Moda brush sets that I won, and it's just perfect. It's like small and angled, and it's just so easy to put on the eyeliner. If you'd like to see me use this in a video, I can definitely do that for you. Just know that I can't talk really and put that on at the same time, okay? And then, of course, I did use my e.l.f. contour palette. Oops. That Starlight shade's starting to get on stuff. Starting to fall apart. I use this shade to go around the edge of Lagoon just because I thought that would look nice, and I think it does. Okay, blah da 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 da. Now let's talk about the eyeshadow palette, the BPerfect Cosmetics Carnival 3 Love Tahiti Stacey Marie palette. Okay, so this, I got to be real careful because this shade really is falling apart. On my lower lash lines, I put Blackberry towards the outer part, and then I put Lagoon towards the inner part. And then I did use my e.l.f. contour palette just a little bit just to make it look softer. Now, you guys saw, I did not need to use fruity, nor did I need to use grape, because Blackberry totally took that over. And initially, I was just going to use this this and then these two, and then I thought, well, no, let's add some shades in here and let's put fruity and grape. I knew that fruity would turn this a little bit more purple, and I thought that would look kind of cool, and but grape just wasn't for my taste wasn't dark enough, and so I went to blackberry. I should have just stayed with blackberry the entire time. So kind of wasted a couple of the shadows, but you know, you don't know until you try. And I'm just glad that I was able to fix it. You know, I think that's important to show in videos too. Like not every look starts out or ends up exactly how you wanted it. And I think it's good to show folks that there are ways you can fix things, you know. That was not my intention for this video. I really thought it would work out just fine. But again, I'm just glad I was able to pop blackberry in and it just fixed it all. I think everything blended together really well. Oh wait, I didn't even talk about the shimmers. These two shimmers are absolutely gorgeous, Starlight and Blue Moon. They are gorgeous. At first I was thinking, you can't really tell them apart though. They look similar, but the more I was really looking at it, they do have their own unique flips. And I do think they look really pretty right next to each other. I don't know if I'll do it again though, because I do think they kind of almost need to have their own moment on the eyelids. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think about putting these two shimmers together on my eyelids today. So again, please go to Tracey's channel. I'll link it in my description box. Show her a ton of love and support. She absolutely deserves it. I cannot wait to see what shadows she used out of the palette, watch her look come together, listen to her answers to the questions. So fun. I absolutely adore Tracey. Always a pleasure to collab with her, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself, be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.